Hello, welcome back. Last time I had a room stop me in my tracks at the first step out of the gate, but I figured out how to make it happen, and learned some things that might be important today. So, right, I start by throwing this from there, then I do a double wave dash, jump, then pick up, throw left, dash down right, and it works maybe 30% of the time. That's what I have. The rest of this is relatively straightforward. And I end up here. Cannonball fallen down onto that platform below, having rung the green thing. I'm hanging onto the thing there on the left. So, what I learned from analyzing the video, there's a little springboard down here in the water, hard to see. When I hit the blue bell, I saw the cannonball move straight to the left. I heard the spring once. Then the cannonball clanked to the ground. Looking at this layout, I'm not sure what that means. Should it not have either been continually springing or... like there was no ground to clank on? This moved up and left, I think. Pretty sure it was just out of the way and would not have interacted. Maybe that platform moves and catches the cannonball? Maybe it's just sitting there all nice and like there's a floor I can use here. But then the issue is this pink crystal, this does not regrow. If I take it on the way into the climbing challenge, then I don't know how I'm crossing over this. Can I climb jump over a 5-wide thing? Easily. Okay, so I know how I'm crossing that. However, on the other side, unless I want a corner jump, there's nothing particularly friendly there. Unless, like, this block comes over. That block's gonna do something. Since nothing else makes sense for the cannonball to have landed on, I'm assuming it's caught by that. And, like, that went here and formed a floor. So maybe the floor extends all the way to the right and I can just jump over it and it'll be fine. When I was over with the camera like this, I couldn't see anything happening. Like, I did not see the right side of that green block here, so it won't butt against the landmass below the pink crystal. Okay, so then that leaves me to either leave that crystal there and do this whole climbing gauntlet with blue hair, which involves, by necessity, a jump over a 1-wide spike without a climb jump. And I know those are possible, but I don't like doing them. Oh, hold on, why does it involve that? Isn't that just 3 climb jumps? 4. It's 4. 4 is possible. Okay, so hang on. Wall jump, climb jump, that's 1. Wall jump, climb jump, that's 2. Wall jump, wall jump, wall jump. Go back down and around, wall jump, climb jump, that's 3. I'm assuming I can make it all the way there. That's pretty long, but probably possible. Neutral, neutral, climb jump, that's 4. Ah, but then I get here and that's the 5th. Maybe. Unless, okay, so a neutral... There is no possible way that would get me far enough to touch the pink crystal. So no, I would need the climb jump here. So yeah, that is 5. That's why I counted to 5, because that's how many it is. So the gross alternative is do a neutral 1 spike crossing wall jump on that bottom thing. Or maybe once I'm up here, I can jump across... Yeah, okay, so do a counterclockwise circle instead of turning around at the blue thing. Then it's 4 climb jumps and everything's plausible. Okay. I'll buy it. Now, let's get this to work again. Right, so if you don't wait, then the cannonball won't settle, so do wait. My pickup needs to go off, but after my jump, specifically, like, kinda like that, a lot like that. Yes, a lot like that. You needed to make another climb input. Grab input, I guess it's actually... What's that button called? I call it by several different names. It's called grab, okay. Whoops, I dashed at what almost was a good time. Okay, so this is going pretty well today. What I practiced before seems to have stuck with me. If I do it exactly like that. Sometimes the cannonball just doesn't go where I want it, though. I think I'm tending to throw it left too early. So I should keep it with me for longer. Yes, much longer than that. That was acceptable, except I didn't make it otherwise. That wasn't a throw somehow, or I got the dead zone. It's not just me, right? Like, this is a pretty significant escalation compared to the rest of the level. It might just be me if there is a technique I could use that my search process was unable to locate. I tried some things, I tried searching for alternatives, and I didn't find any better ones than this, so... by the tools I have for evaluating this, this is the best way to do it, and yeah, that would make this quite an escalation compared to what came before. If I were to draw a line, starting at the first room's difficulty and ending at this one, it would be about the slope I would expect, it's just there was a dip in the middle. Maybe leading me to think the level was gentler than it actually ultimately was. Back throws. There we go. Except there's more I have to do there. What are the inputs there? Dash straight up and grab. I don't grab before I dash. I dash before I grab. Huh, like that. Almost, just with a little bit of horizontal control. I think my 30% number was optimistic. Alright, 15% maybe. Still. It's noticeably above 0, and that's all I can hope for here. Back throws are not a good input. Don't like them. I did it. Okay, I'm adjusting something. Maybe I just figured out a better way. So noting my tendency to press down alongside... Okay, I want to try something. Yeah, so if I'm pressing down left, I decisively drop. So it has to... Okay, if I press up left, that's a throw. Ah! That's an interesting way to do it. So I could deliberately press up left to be absolutely sure I don't hit down. I think I still... No, I think that was a dead zone throw. But okay, so up left. Just to be sure I don't get it the wrong way. Yeah, alright, that's a valid technique. Yeah, I can work with that. Okay, that'll probably help me a little bit here. Still need to help with some other aspects. Let's try... See, if I hold grab the whole time, I end up grabbing that before I'm able to jump. So those really just need to be the same input. Okay, so think of grab and jump as the same button. Do a full hand squeeze. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now. Alright, so stamina challenge, but also climbing challenge. Okay, I got this. Full hand squeeze, up left throw. That was not an up left throw. Or actually, it might have been, but it was at the wrong time. Whoops, there was a dash in there. Don't want one of those. Squeeze with only one, well, squeeze the right way, not the wrong way. Like that. Nice. Whoa, I threw too late. Let's ignore and continue. Oh, well. Okay, I got this. I got this. I figured out how to make it work. Nice. Whoops, I threw instead of dropping. Yeah, there we go. Alright. I found a set of signals that my fingers can understand. Good. Okay, so that was a little more stamina than I meant to use. Oh boy. Okay. But if that can be the part of the room that I'm working on now, and this can just stop being an issue, then I think I can make progress. Yeah, about that if. Yes, yes, feels real good when it works. That's just a rare experience. Yeah, 2 in a row, but too far left. Okay, this is good. So that backward up throw, that's going to be a good insight if I ever end up playing Ivory, I think. I just think of that as the back boost hell map. Well, that jump is pretty dicey. I did it once. No, I did it differently. I had a dash and I had stamina that I was willing to use. It was a different situation. Now I'm doing it for real. The position I am when I throw that kind of really matters. I do need my toe, like, right on that rounded edge of the thing. So take the time to line it up. Yeah, I'll still fail even if I do sometimes, but it'll give me the potential for victory at least. Whoops, that was way too early. There we go. There we go. Alright. Yep, dead zone, right between the springs. Perfect spot. I did it 3 times in a row. Like, you just need a larger springboard object here. The fact that it's exactly that size and leaves a gap just makes this kind of mean. Okay, I'm here again for the first time in a while. Okay, I missed that jump, but I think everything was going perfectly otherwise. And you heard that spring. This just takes so much energy. See, the thing is though, like, the later parts of this script don't. The climbing challenge is simple. It's not easy to do, but it's simple. So switching to that part of the script once I'm there is not actually an issue. The issue is just getting there in the first place, like past this initial hurdle. This initial hurdle is super high. Hey, wait a second. I want to try something. So with the back boost, when I do get a successful left throw... when is that ever? I'm gonna go back to practicing a chunk at a time. I'm omitting the throw input after the dash input after this on purpose. Yeah, I make it all the way. I don't ever have to dash there. What? I make it all the way without even dashing if I do it right. I make it all the way without even dashing? That's kind of weird. If I do it right. So, can I turn that into leeway for the left throw then, to make it actually go off? I kind of stopped doing the up left throw, maybe that's the issue. Let's try that again. Up left. Yeah, I hit the dead zone. Can I somehow just forget about everything after the left throw, then remember as soon as the throw actually goes off? Well, here's a way to make myself do that. Stop all input after the left throw. Do only the left throw and nothing else. I mean, well, the stuff leading up to it, you do have to do that. Okay. See, now that showed that was too early. Okay. Practice that a few times. Just get the ball in the basket. After you've made a few baskets, maybe you can play the rest of the game. Dead zone! That was a drop somehow. Dead zone, or it looked like it just, like, ignored the springboards. Maybe it's not a vertical dead zone, but a horizontal one. That was a right throw. Okay, that made that basket. Nothing. So the fix for everything that's going wrong is just to throw later. So instead of aiming for the second tile of the sideways D, aim for the fourth one. So I want to be bracketed between those spikes when I throw left. All the way, like touching the waterfall. Okay. Adjust for that. If you die first, it just means your lead-in action was done badly. There we go! That fixes all of my problems, doesn't it? Not the... Okay, well, first you have to remember to do it. Not this problem right here. And not the dropping. Okay, but I have a fix for that one. It's an up-left throw. Okay. So theoretically... Theoretically, that's everything that I strictly need. I just have to execute. But I mean, theoretically, I've had everything I need for a while now. Why is my left throw not throwing left? Alright, so I'm not allowed to make any inputs other than throwing left now. We're going back to that level because it's just not working. See, now, why did that throw right? Because I'm not pressing left early enough. There, okay, that was it. That was it, but I was in the wrong horizontal position. That wasn't quite it, that was neutral, or down. There, okay, like that. Like that. Okay, now do the rest. You gotta press the grab button at some point. There we go. Okay. I'll recalibrate as many times as it takes. Please come with me. I've used a bunch of stamina already. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so you saw how late I did that, or at least I saw. It is clear that most of my problem is just throwing too early. But see, like, when I throw it the wrong direction, that kind of hides that other problem. So when I'm trying to fix my throw direction, I think my calibration drifts earlier. Therefore, introducing that problem when I'm trying to fix a different one entirely. Okay. Hep. 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 Can do this pretty quick if I actually commit to it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's where the cannonball is. It's on the ledge. Okay. Alright, I'm in a good place here. Do one climb jump, wall jump, get ready to do another, and dash. Left, then up, then drift right. Okay. Wow! I didn't expect that wall to just stop me dead like that. That's okay. I'm calibrated. At least for a moment. Yes. 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 Drop. Uh-huh. Yep. Gotta hit that corner on, like, the other side of the corner. Oh, nice. Whoa, that's working suddenly. Good, please stay. Stay as long as it takes to get through the rest of the rim. I lost it. Why is that so fragile? Okay. Ah! That feels like the most comedic death. Just like slowly inching myself farther and farther left until, oops, my back's being scratched a little too hard. Yeah. Whoa, I adjusted. It worked. Whoa! Not there, though. This is another room where I would love to see an author shadow to see how they actually do this. Especially, like, that very first move. I feel like something else is expected there. But just, like, 0 clues are given. I have to invent my own machine. That's the machine I invented. That's the best I can get it to work. Just the fact that I respawn right there tells me, 1, I don't want to be at the very edge, but 2, the fact that I edge left a little bit implies there is a route that does something different. What if I throw from exactly here? I'd have to time it in a way that I don't like. So there's the timing issue, and then there's the input order issue. Like, 2 separate things are commonly going wrong there. And they both look just about the same, so it's hard to tell which thing is happening. Whoa! There we go. Perfection. Don't mess up that angle. There we go. Ha! 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 Now what? That? I was trying to oh, I should throw right, actually. Okay, so now I get to figure out something new. Throw right to aim for the spring, not the touch switch. Okay, throw right about at the left edge of that waterfall. Throw right, cannonball will go up and over. I'll be dashing up and catching it. I don't think I noticed the spring was here before. Maybe I did. I have 2 dashes at that point. The first one gets me... I think it gets me all the way over. Then I throw left and I still have one? How much does it matter if I don't catch the cannonball? I'm not sure. Do I use my last dash to get through that there at the bottom? Maybe. Alright, so I'll see if 1 dash can get me over that. I think I can pull all that off. That's not too bad. I just need to know that a right throw is coming. I forgot what I was doing. I was going into climb mode. I was not at all ready for a wave dash there. Yes. Yes. Whoa! As far as climbing challenges go, I have done so much worse. Yeah, that's still a hard target to hit. That's the one and only, like, actually hard part. The rest is just normal hard. That's, like, extra hard. But it's something I have a lot of practice doing. It's just that that practice never made it much easier. Practice on these opening moves is making this much easier. Can you tell? Maybe not, but I can. Again, it's not realistic in any way to expect a high success rate here. So numbers like 15%, 20%, those count as high. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could get it higher, but that's unrealistic. It's just not gonna happen. So don't expect it. Just deal with the low percent. Right. Almost forgot what I was doing. There we go. Oh shoot, I missed my cannonball. I need you. Wait, no, I have only one dash there. Right, I've already spent my dashes. Okay, so okay, that tells me a few things. I wish I could see what the state of this part of the level is, because I'll need something to help me here. If I'm using my one dash to get over that hurdle, I don't get access to springboards? Ah, but this is green. This is gonna come upward a little bit, maybe? Let's assume that comes upward a little bit. There's still absolutely the potential of losing my cannonball down in that pool. So let's just hope I don't. If I do, I'll just redo the room. It's fine. Assuming this goes how I'm imagining it will, and it might not, that platform could move somewhere other than how I expect it to. I'm figuring it just goes upward by like one tile. And I'll have to do a throw left, dash left, catch, and then take it to the hearts. Speaking of throwing left, it's something that's very, very hard to do, but I have to. There's gotta be another way I can think about this gesture. Okay. Okay, close my eyes and do something here. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking about this a certain way. Let's see if I can make that work. Just kind of combining the release of the grab button and the left input into one gesture that is in the correct order. Okay. Gesture. Yeah, that was the gesture. That was not quite. I was a little off. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Good. Whoa! I just lost control of my body completely. Almost there. Unless the last little bit. Okay, so yeah, look ahead in the video. It's probably about 20 minutes left. Do the gesture. Gesture. Okay, I at least tried. Change the gesture to be an up left. There we go. That's okay, that amount of stamina use is perfectly within budget. Whoa. Okay. First time I didn't manage that transfer. That is a tough one. I was just doing it well until now. Gesture. Nope, no, up left gesture. Up left gesture. Yeah, okay. Then just get the down right afterward. There we go, okay. I think I've convinced my fingers to do it in a way that both of us can understand. Hip. 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 Oh, I pressed the jump button and I thought I was in time, but no. Up left gesture. Yeah. I found the incantation. Hip. 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 Good. Okay, don't lose control of everything there. I threw left. I was way late with it. Be ready to do it earlier. I was expecting to be higher. Should I have been? I wonder. Or is that just the height that I'm going to approach that at? Yep. Barsh! Right, gesture. Okay. Looking good. Yep. Good. Okay. That might have gotten my success rate in that forbidden above 50% zone. Wouldn't that be nice? I was flashing and rumbling. I might have still had a climb jump in me, because I didn't use that much more stamina than usual, it felt like. So I should have. Good. I'm doing the gesture in my, the incantation for the gesture in my head now. Okay, throw right. I think with better timing I would have at least gotten a little more up boost there. Okay, so that hurdle... Now I'm a little worried about that. Is that another, like, hold left the whole time, then tap right real quick to throw? Okay, so hold up left the whole time, tap right to throw. I'm worried about that. No, like, the springboard pretty much takes me... Well, but that's what I'm doing anyway. Let's just get a good grab and see where it takes me. Maybe it'll be fine. Oops, no, up left gesture. Up left gesture. Yes! It works. The incantation works. Right, I gotta do that later. Yeah! Felt solid. Well, I see that was too close to the ceiling. Yo, I recovered. What? But I used a lot of stamina, so this isn't gonna work. Or is it? Probably not. Well, we'll never know. That's okay, I don't need to. Oops, where am I? Here, okay. I need to do that transition better. Like, that is a tricky spot. I made it look easy and made myself feel like it was easy the first few times, but it's actually not. That's like the second hardest thing in that climbing challenge. And the first hardest... I went into climb mode again. Makes me aim for the wrong spot. The first hardest one stopped giving me trouble. That would be this jump. Okay. Okay, I made it all work. When do I throw? Well, I know when, it's just I'm never ready for it. Okay, so let's look at the spot. Paste a thing on the screen in your mind. The angle I want for the springboard, so it's... Well, see, there's parallax, so using that waterfall as a reference point doesn't work very well. So choose a non-parallax reference point. So third spinner from, like, left of the springboard. Yeah, there's a fourth one there. Ignore it. Third fully visible one. Or right below the touch switch. Okay. I'll get up here, I'll spring on that right below the touch switch. If I pick a reference point above, it's harder to see because that's scrolling in from like a screen crunch at the top. Can I pick one below? There's like nothing down there, so no. And well, nothing that's close enough to Madeline to count. So no, I just don't really have a good reference point there. That's okay. I'll find the timing somehow. Ah. Man, that feels great now that I've figured out how to nail it. Left and not down. Anything else is fine. Dang it. Yeah, that's... I mean, you can see what's happening there. I suppose I could use a little bit of my climb and probably get away with it, just to ease that. Let's try it and see if I can get away with it. Whoa! Now, hold on. Do I need to dash there at all? What if I don't? I don't. All those dashes were unnecessary. Whoops. I should hold left, though, to make sure I get to the thing. Okay, so stop dashing there, just to simplify the inputs. Here, yes. Here, no. I don't know. I'm used to dashing. That's how I know to time my exit dash. It's not really a problem spot, so no, I say that. I've turned it into a problem spot somehow. Okay. Yes, I can definitely tolerate that. Okay, I'm here, I throw, I dash up, I catch. Yeah, that's not enough to hurdle. I mean, it was clumsy. I think that means I need to throw later. Just gonna do what I'm used to there. Yeah, okay, so I'll smooth that out with a little bit of climb, since I can afford it. Yeah, okay, so that throw was too late, because I wasn't moving up when I caught the cannonball. I still feel like I'm just not getting enough height. Maybe for one thing I should hold jump? I gotta do something wild like throw left, dash right... I don't have a dash at that point. No? I mean, I just want to carry the cannonball into the spring, hit it nice and high, I guess. When do I throw? Like, it's right here, you know, centered between the arrows. This is where I want Madeline to be when I throw right. Well then, when do I dash? Here? Probably more like here, close to the wall. Okay. Throw there, dash close to the wall. Will that work? I don't know. Like, how do I maximize the height to get over that hurdle? Yeah, that makes that much easier. Just eliminates a source of problems. So my whole problem here, at least a large part of it, is that I'm moving down at the time I pick up the cannonball. Therefore, I don't get the up boost from the pickup, and hurdling becomes impossible. With the up boost, hurdling looks hardly plausible. I feel like I'm missing something here. Oh, that falls. Oh, that's what goes on down there. That falls, okay. So even if I would just barely hurdle over there, how am I getting the cannonball to that green thing? How far can I throw it? So that was this far at that angle or so. Yeah, that's fine. I have plenty of room. I only got to be like 2 tiles left of the... Okay, so third spinner down from that big vertical spike there. About 2 tiles left. If I throw here, I think I do hit the switch. So I have plenty of leeway. Where does the cannonball go? I think I gotta catch it. That's what the water's for. I gotta water jump and catch it, otherwise it'll sink in there and be irretrievable. So there's a final catch on the water after that. This thing falls, right? No, it crumbles. No, it just crumbles. So better hope that does something good for me. But there's still the hurdle. Well, it's the thing, like, right before the hurdle that I just don't understand. Oh, I thought that looked a little different than normal. Just couldn't figure out how until the cannonball fell right through. It's like, huh, there's a little less furniture in this room than I'm used to. That was actually the first accidental right throw I've had in a long time. Is this gonna start being a problem again? Yes. Well, that's not what I wanted to hear. Wow, yeah, I've lost it completely. Okay, what was my incantation? Up left gesture. Up left gesture. There we go. Okay, I got it. I missed the cannonball, though. Man, I had this dialed in. Dialed out. There. Yep! There. Whatever you did there, do exactly that on every other attempt now. Okay? Just exactly whatever that was. Yep. Not that, though. Change just that part. Everything else exactly the same. Okay. Where's that cannonball? Where did it go? It vanished. Just wasn't anywhere. Whoop! Ah. What are you doing? Okay, here again for the first time in a while. Right, I had an easier way. I didn't use it. That's okay. So I have to adjust something there. So the problem is I'm too far left relative to the cannonball. I think that means an earlier throw, because it needs to catch up to me. I do need to be pretty far left on to be able to hurdle this. Okay, throw the cannonball from farther right, also dash up from farther. There's a thing I missed here. There's a one-way leftward platform right there. So all I have to do is catch, veer right, and neutral jump on that. Okay, this was invisible to my eyes. Like, look at how it's the same as that horizontal thing in the background. Until I know exactly how to look for it. Yeah, there's moss growing on it, so what? The moss is visible, but it just blends into the background like that does. Okay. Okay, there's an element here. There's an extra element in the room. Grab the cannonball, veer right, do neutral jumps. Everything makes more sense that way. I probably saw that last time, but that was long enough ago that I didn't know. Okay. That should be the last piece of the puzzle. Maybe. Well, partial. I'm gonna go here and do some things. I don't know where you are, but you're having a bad time. Let me help you out by doing that part better. So don't throw right there. Hold the climb button the whole time. Dang it. Iffy, but I made it work. So much, all at once. I'm trying to learn to recognize a new room geometry that just was not in my mental model of this the whole time. And it's not very visible to my eyes, so that's not the sense I can trust here. Well, it's better. I just didn't manage to grab the thing. Alright, getting closer. Dang it! Don't grab too early. Don't grab too early. Do grab long enough for that. Here. Okay. I'm holding right the entire time. I can't. I have to just steer right to throw, but hold left the rest of the time. Whoops. Well, yeah, I steered left too much. So now I need an upright gesture. That's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Yo! Maybe? Yeah! Okay, well, confirmed where that moves. It goes up and I think left a tiny bit. If I'd caught the cannonball, I would have been one move away from done, and I probably would have done that move successfully. It's not a hard one, but it is not absolutely free. Got it! But it disrupted my timing so much I couldn't water jump anymore. Okay, so be ready for the jump pause to disrupt the water jump. That's the second to last trick the level has up its sleeve, at least I think so. Sure. Ah. Why did I... Okay, it's fine. Please be coordinated for once. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But still, there's the jump pickup pause issue. If I could water jump before I... Okay. Let's do the tiniest little hop on that. I want to hit the surface of the water before I pick up the cannonball. Of course, it's behind this waterfall, making it really hard to see where it is. But I want to be on the way up when I pick that up. Don't try to pick it up on the way down, pick it up on the way up. Hopefully that's possible. I think it is. Because the timing disruption is just way too much to make the water jump work. What? Where am I? Yeah! Did it during garbage collection, then I missed one of my water jumps. But that's a new record. Almost there. Please, just do this some normal way. Oh! Oh! Uh-oh. I still had the climb jump, but I didn't have any climb left. That's why efficiency matters here. Okay, forget efficiency for just a second. Okay. Okay, I did that on purpose, but it didn't work. Hip. Yeah, I'm throwing too late. Throw earlier. Whoa. Yeah, okay, so that's where the cannonball went. So it lands there if I'm too far left or down or something. There's a spot I can throw from that doesn't work there. Through nice and early, got on the thing. Okay, regained control. Pick up on the way up. Ah! Yep. Oh. Whoops. I waited there for a little while longer than I meant to. That's probably okay. Seems within tolerance. Whoop. It was. Don't miss. I missed. Ah! Oops. Didn't press dash hard enough. I just kind of brushed against the button. Get it? Got it. Okay. Now get this part. Don't miss. Yeah, that time it didn't miss. Okay. So I'm gonna do that and done. Yeah, alright. Ultimately, cool, satisfying room. Okay, there's still a climb that I have to do here. Alright, Heart of the Beast. Don't hit those spikes, please. Ah. That's why they call me a Grandmaster. Okay. Good stuff. I remember there were no strawberries correctly. Yes, yes. 3313. How do you suppose that death density compares? Sticker. Let's admire. Which one is it? Upper left. Oh, that's the beast I was in. It was a big old dragon. I didn't realize that. I was imagining it was some kind of, like, sea monster. Well, it's a sea dragon, I guess. Okay. Like, so happy to eat that cannonball. I did it a favor. I did what it wanted. Alright, so that actually catches me up. I don't have a gap in my hearts anymore. 8 hours 35, okay. 8 hours 24 clear, so the first 11 were my initial sampling. Yeah, that superluminary thing is bothering me. Apparently I never cleared that without debugging at least a little bit. But I think that's something to fix up on my own. Certainly not now. Okay, that was a journey. A good one. I'm glad I did it. Ultimately, I enjoyed that level a lot. Had some doozies in it, yeah, so more problem rooms than I'm used to at this point. And that is my highest time in the lobby now. Alright, fair. So, next time Cave of the Crimson Sky, that feels not like what I want to do. But 2 days later I may change my mind. But yeah, I am pretty strongly feeling an intermediate lobby detour coming on. Or maybe just something else entirely? Just like a casual replay of something I want to play? I might consider that. Like a vacation from both of the things that are demanding. Because like the thing about Silver Strawberry is I do a practice run that takes like 25 minutes. Then I gotta do the Silver Strawberry thing, it takes like 35 minutes. So it's like a minimum hour commitment every time. Some things take less time than that, and sometimes I don't want to spend a whole hour on something. I just want to... I don't know. I guess I can split the practice run from the real one. Whatever, next time I'll have a better feel for what I want to do. But yeah, that was lovely. Good stuff. Yeah, that last room, very, very good, even if it's, you know... Even if it asks what it asks. But what it asked was learnable. I learned what it had to teach me, and that was great. Next time, something.